Hello, welcome back. This is Space Engineers No Jetpack Survival. I am Prime, or should I say good morning? It's morning now. I spent a little bit of time, as promised last time, just rebuilding the stairs. I can't even remember which. I think it was that one that we did last time. Well, we now have this one. So I can't say for certain they're 100% identical. Let's have a little wander down them. For some reason my light's not working. Oh, now it is. Okay. So yeah, that's this one comes round, past that thing, up the little corners and such, up here. So across directly to here, come back down. That's new. Well, that's not supposed to be there at all, is it? So I guess we'll remove that and place one of these in. Yeah, that's better. And then you come down this way and to there. Obviously I didn't test it. Right, so let's just check out what that block was on this side. Yeah, it was a slope. So, okay, we've got those pretty much the same. So now we have stairs on both sides. We have to start thinking about what we're going to populate this deck with. And then what we can start doing is working out how it's going to line up with there. Now, I've been doing a bit of thinking. We could use some of this space on this deck where the pipes are to place some refineries in. And I think we should do that first, and then what we'll do is we'll start looking at how we can do assemblers and medical bay and all sorts of stuff on this deck. So back down. Now, actually, there's a thought. How do we get to this bit? Because we can't come through there now because that's blocked off completely. This way looks like the most logical solution. Like, if we go back down and come out the back. So down the stairs, down the stairs, down the stairs, down the stairs. How have you all been? I hope you've been well. I keep forgetting about this way. This is the way to the rear sort of battery area. And to the stairs. Now, oh, sorry about the breathing. There we go. I still get heavy breathing with the visor open though, so just bear with that. So these stairs go up and don't go anywhere. So what I think we should do is make sure they do go somewhere and then come back round to this section in the wings there, which can come out a bit further actually. So, because from here, we're not really in any position to get up to there. So we need to come up these stairs. Do we need to go up 2 levels? I think we could probably just go up the 1 to there, which is level with where we want to be on that side. Why not? We'll do it that way. Let's take that thing off. Okay, so that means I can actually take those stairs out from there and place them neatly in there. Let's see if I can... There you go. Right, so that comes up to here now. That can actually go. It's not. It doesn't belong there at all. Let's see if I can deposit. Oh, hang on. There we go. Trying to jump and then press Alt is a little bit tricky. No, come on. Nope. There we go. Don't know what I pressed there. Got more crap. Okay, let's keep depositing stuff. Good. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Right, we'll keep them. So that brings us up to here, which I think should have like a doorway on each side here. We can airtight this off, block it off with a wall there at some point. So I think we do... let's give us room to get out at least one block before we put a doorway on either side of here. And they can connect up to there. So we've got steel plate here. This is going to be a heavy ship, and we're going to use a lot of steel where potentially, you know, these armor blocks where potentially we could have used something else. Okay, that's sloping up there, so I don't want to do that. I want to go with one of these. That one. Put it the right way around. Can't actually see what I'm doing. Goes like that. There. And then... Oh, I remember why we didn't want to stop at this level. Because we run out of space. But we can still go up another set of stairs there, so that's fine. Okay, and we want to go one of these. Da-da. And we do the same on the other side. Is that right? Yep. Armor. Da-da. Okay. So that brings us to where we are here. Obviously that puts new kind of wall in place there, which is good. We should weld these up. Okay. And we need a door here, but first we need to just get a couple of these. Steel plate need... Oh, now I've got access to all of this. Which is marvellous. So it's a step down on the plate there. Okay, let's... Yeah. Yep. Good, right. We can continue those pipes out and bring this sort of deck out a lot further and round here now because we've got more space to do so. That's the very back. How far are we from the front? Way further from the front. So we are literally in the rear third now. So that's the middle third, the front third's where the hangar is, and this is the rear third, all of this. I think all the really heavy machinery needs to be in this section, sort of this middle section, otherwise it's going to get a bit weird. So here, I can turn my lights off now. I don't really want... Actually, no, I should put a door in here so I don't forget. Let's put some doors in. We've got to be kind of engineering because this is not sort of main public sector area. Something along the lines of these, I think.
Meteor storm inbound.
Oh, lovely. Maybe I'll turn it this way. No, maybe I'll just do that. Right. It's going to be offset if I do it that way. Whichever. Right. Doors. Let's ignore the fire, the gunfire. They match. Right, okay, that's good. 1, 2. Get materials and weld those up. Do this one first. Yeah, I want to see some real progress in these episodes now, so we can't really be dawdling about too much. 3, 4, 5, 6. Got to be actually making some real progress towards getting this finished. We're not super far away from our big 2-year anniversary. These all match up. These are good.
Energy low.
Energy's low. Okay. So let's go down and get some energy. That's all the way around here. The ship is quite large already. It's nowhere near as big as it's going to be in the end. There's still a lot more to do, but now that we've got like the really difficult bits worked out, like how we're going to dock and all of these things, and where the hangar's going to be in sort of the general core shape, sort of, this should all go a lot quicker. Should be a lot less. Didn't I say the door was going to be there? Oh, I guess it's there now. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. We're going to have to put a railing or something on these bits, but that's details for later. So, right. All of this will carry on out. So we will carry on out further there, so we can feed the back, and some of these will as well. Some of these things there. But for here, now I don't want to mess around with the floor because the thrusters here, they've got gaps in the corners, and that's what all this plate's about. It's about making sure this section stays airtight. I do need to take out these window blocks at some point as well, and not these ones, but maybe the ones that are behind that wall there, and sort that out eventually. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. If we do them in, like, if we take off the tops of these, like that, that's 4 straight away. So what I could do is I can look at getting a refinery on my bar now. What do I replace? Well, I'm not going to use those fancy stairs again, probably ever. What are these? Not applicable. I wonder if that's the apex blocks that aren't in yet. There's that weird A symbol there. I don't know what that means. Or these were from something that we had before but haven't got anymore. I reckon these snuck in. They're kind of like apex blocks placeholders. See what happens if I just put one of these on here. Please place the relevant loot in your inventory to unlock it. Assertive loot. Oh, it's assert. Okay, that was disappointing. Right, so I need a refinery to go into that section. Now, let's go for the one that's got all of them on. What's wrong with the NA stuff here? That's strange. Right, so we've got this kind, which would go in quite tidily there. Where's the end? That's wrong way up, I think. Probably rather put it that way. So we can go for that kind. If we went for like the industrial kind, then we've got all these weird stairs and things that don't ever line up with anything properly, and nowhere to put it because it's too tall. So I think we go with this type and put it like need steel plate. Steel plate. You'll do. Right, so if we put that like that, because that's where the port is. There's another port up there, and the other port is exactly here where I need it to be. So that's one refinery. If we do that on the other side, that'd be 2. And then we could probably put another one on this side of it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Crap. Like that. And replace it in place of there. And we do the same on the other side. That's 4 refineries. That's plenty for a ship. I think 2 might have been plenty, but you know. Right, so this side needs to connect like that. The other side is not going to pass through. Oh, yeah, it will. Yes, it will. Okay, so if I put that there, still play it again. I just put them all back. Right. Put that there like that. Unable to place. What's in the way? What is in the way? One, 2, 3, 4 block space that way. Yeah. Strange. quite strangeness, this. These ports, top and bottom, should be able to connect into there. It does mean... Oh, it's going to break... No, it is going to break that. So perhaps we actually need to take this one out.
Inventory full.
We got any more bits? Oh, that all that was there. Yeah, it's a good job I couldn't place it anyway, because it would have broken that link, so that's fine. Okay. So, right, the port at the top is there. So that's not going to connect to anything like this. I hate the way they've designed refineries so you can't just, like, butt them together dead easily. Why is it at the top? Because it was turned around like that. If it's turned around like that, it wouldn't connect on the other side. Ah. Is it turned around like that? I do not know. It could be that bit at the bottom there that's the thing. It has to be like that. If I put that in there, that should connect to both that and that. You still play it again. There. Ah, no, I don't want 120 of them. Right, I only want 10. Right. If I put that in there like that, then that should come close. I can figure that bit out, but that should... Right, let's weld this one up first. I just need to get it to the point where I can see where the port is. It's there. Which means it's also on the same side on this side, which connects to this, which is on the same side there, which connects to that, which then connects to this. And that side is connected there. So that links these all up perfectly. And then we just need a pipe there to do the rest. That's it. Yes. Okay. That works. Good. It's going to start working anyway, and it's going to start filling our cargo on here. We haven't really got any cargo, but you know. Now, the other side could prove to be a problem, because if we put these in the same orientation but mirrored, then all the ports are going to be close to the top. We don't want that. So we're going to have to sort of flip them so they're mirrored sort of that way instead of that way. I don't know what that means. No, we'll figure it out. Okay, let's go finish this pipe here. Just ignore my ramblings for the minute. 2, right. So this needs to be a T. Like that. Exactly like that, in fact. Right, the fact I could pull resources from there meant that's piped in nicely. So, good. That should still be piped in, so I should be able to... Yes, good. Okay. Is there cargo in that? No. So, that's alright. Right, let's go to the other side. We've got still got room here to put all the upgrades on. Should we want to. I can't see why not. That is going to block these windows. So we might have to just rethink the windows thing all the way down. If I put them all the other way around, then the upgrades would be on the wrong side. But this works quite nice because it sort of lines up that wall there. This bit sticks out a bit. It doesn't intrude too much into this space. It just works. So where did that start? That started from there. I don't know if we're going to be able to do exactly the same on this side because refineries are a weird one. So let's have a look. 7, right. I'm going to need... Oh no, I've got steel plate, right. So it's going to have to... It can't go that way because it's facing the wrong way in. it can go that way, and it's going to have to. But that bottom port is in the wrong spot. So we're going to have to shift it all over 1. So it's going to have to be 1, 2, I'm going to lose stuff, 3, 4, there, like that. And then 1, 2, 3,
Inventory
four.
full.
Ah. Okay. I need steel plate. That's quicker. Should have done that last time. 7. Okay, so this does not go like that. That's the way I put it last time. It should go like... No. Like that. Yeah. So that goes in like that, and that connects down to there. So we shouldn't have a port here. And then another one goes on the same spot, and it connects to there and there. No need for anything else. Right. Put both of them on the bar, I guess. Could have done this with welders, but you know. Come on. There we go. I mean, ideally we do want stuff acting as shielding, stuff that the top blocks, if you look on the right hand side, that progress bar, the top kind of block is a steel plate. We want steel plates and interior plates to be the replenishing block for any welders attached. So if we look at the batteries in there, what's the top block on the battery? Top component, steel plate. 60 of them. So until we lose 60 steel plates out of the battery, these welders can just use steel plate to keep these replenished, and they won't die. If the top thing was an expensive component, then it's going to get quite expensive to try and repair it, so we don't really want to be attaching a welder to it. Right, so now we've got 4 refineries on here. This ship got significantly heavier. Should be pretty good. Right. Okay, so now we've got the refineries there. We've got the doors here. Let's get these 2 welded up. 2, right. Good, right. So from this point, we're going to have to go up again. So it's probably a good job that we put these doors at this side, because we're going to have to go up again, but we won't do that just yet. I think what we need to do now... Actually, have I got blocks on both sides of there that need to be welded up? So I better do these. Yeah. Loads of steel plate needed. Great. Okay, so yeah, same on this side, you know, blah, blah, blah. That's the front. This comes sort of down here. Side nacelle starts somewhere towards the back of this section here, so there'll be a doorway off here into that area for maintenance access. Piping to that section where there's going to be lots of thrusters. Probably... Oh, actually... Do we... I think they start out from here, actually, because we can pipe out of here and off to the side. So we're going to bring some of these around. It's not a problem for right now, though. So I think since we got refineries here, we need to put our... Yeah, we have to put our modules on the back of there. So I think we need yields on the back of this. They're yields? Yes, they are. The go-to. Do we do them that way? Do we do them that way? This way is easier to repair. That way looks better. So we just... I can do it if I could crouch, maybe. Never run refineries, if you can help it, without full yield modules. Speed modules are great if you're in a rush for stuff. but they will not improve your yields. You'll still have to mine a lot of ore. Yield modules will mean you do not have to mine as much ore. Anything up to half of the ore required to get the same output. Potentially. Let's do the other side here. Lay them on, then we'll weld them all up afterwards. 3, yep. So this is going that way around. Crouch so I'm not in the way. This fills this space up quite nicely. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for this side. I'll have to do the same on the other side. It's going to be a lot of superconductors and stuff. Right, that's all of these done. So that's, yep, that's 8 of those. Do the other side. Okay, they're all done. Right, so our refinery section is completely done. Now we need to get back up to the top and start working out what's going on there. And we've got more of a ship then, because we really do need to try and work out sort of how that bridge is going to go. And we can't do that until we know what's around it. So go up the sides here. It's good. I already know my way around my own ship a little bit at least. Okay, so bridge goes up here on a deck at some point. I don't know how tall this deck should be. If we want this deck to be too tall, it will be too tall. And then the whole bridge will just go up a bit more. We may even have to sort of bulldoze out. Well, we can't bulldoze out those blocks, but we could level it down to the level below and work around all of this potentially. So, you know, we've got options. This section here definitely needs to be walled off. I don't think it should be wide open like this. So I think what we need is a door on this so it can be isolated off. So the door, see, if we take up too much space then we're a bit scuppered. So I think the door should be immediately here, but it should be one of those ones that's like a cavity sort of door so we could get into it without having any trouble. So like that. Possibly like that. We could go, well, if we went with, we could go with the circular doors and use circular corridors around here. I think that would be cool. I think we should. Round door. Possibly. I'm not sure about that. I like some circular doors, but I don't want like the whole thing to be these massive, really, really heavy doors. At least they feel heavy. So actually 30, 45 steel plate and a bunch of other stuff. No, they're not really. Not that heavy. Let's compare that to one of these. 20 and 5. Sliding door, lab door. Or sliding door, they're quite light, although the bulletproof glass is probably heavy. Yeah, they're near enough as heavy, so we'll go around. Yeah, we'll go around. And they could be a bit slow. Okay, I need materials access up here somewhere, so I think we'll. I can't keep going up and down there, so we need to figure out where we're going to put the permanent material access port in here. So if we come out here, we've got a doorway here. Boom, through the door. We'd have a corridor through here, so this would all be corridor. I don't know what we're going to do with that section if that's corridor, but we could possibly expand this out further. But if that's corridor, then we've got rooms coming off the corridor in the center, taking up like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks worth of room here. I think since this is all symmetrical, we kind of want the rooms to take up the middle bit and just have a 2 ways in and out, like left and right. So it's redundancy entrances and exits for the same space in the middle shared. So if that's the case, then what we could do is have a little double backspace. So corridor comes around here, but one of these opens up to this space prior to where that is, and this can be our materials access, because this could be basically like the, I don't know, quartermaster's room or something. Right, good. What do I need to put on my bar here? So I need a conveyor access port. It might as well be cargo. Bye bye spider, but it's still alive. I should probably deal with that. Might come up. Spiders, I don't know if they can climb anymore. Well, that wasn't good. Something got broken. Well, it's dead over there, but something got shot in the process. Was it that? Well, I guess no doubt we will find the damage somewhere. Eventually. For now, I just have to assume it's not important. Right, okay, what did we need? So, I was going to have to come down here anyway at some point. So, we need a cargo... cargo container, so cargo terminal 4-1. No, we just need a normal cargo container actually. Small cargo container, one of them. And that's enough to actually get us what we want to do right now. So, okay. Let's come down here. We're probably not going to need all of that once I've done this. Let's do our energy while we're here. It's a bit important. Yeah, we're going to have to fill this in. We won't do it right now though, just in case. I click on there. Well, that was silly. Right. Cargo is on 5. So this essentially is like acting as a conduit, but it's also cargo. So having cargo is, you know, in various places throughout the ship, sort of decentralizing it is quite a good little survival tactic. Right, so we got our cargo access there, so I can now start putting doors and things in. So I can just get a couple of steel plates, 3, and start thinking about these doors. So if that one goes there, that one is going to have to go there. We can't do the thing where you flip it just because of the shape of it, so we have to sort of be prepared to offset it. This is why I'm not mega keen on these circular ones, even though I kind of really want them in there. So you come upstairs and you come into here, so you've got room to step up before you have to open and close the door on yourself. So that's good, that works. We've not blocked any of these off, which is great. So now that we've got that, a corridor will come down here. We'll fill the corridor in later. We'll just put where the entrance ways are. The first one, I don't want to block any of these off because we might want to pipe up. So we'll come through here. So the first one will come off here. So I think in there. Where's my corridors block? 8? Ah, yeah, this is the corridor one. And this is the one that's got the round ones on it, I think. Yes. Okay, good. So here we are going to need a T, I think. Yeah, so a T so we can come off into there, into a corridor that doubles back via the middle. So at the middle, we're going to want a T. Or do we want a crossroads so we can go into the middle on the other side? Ah, yeah. We do a crossroads. I need interior plates for all these things. Lots of interior plates required, please. Interior. I need to sort that out. 60 of them. Probably more than we need. Right. So, come down to there, and then bish bash bosh. I think it should be there. It should, no. Right, into there. We don't want wasted space. So if that's corridor that goes across there, yeah. This is space to bring piping and stuff up. We can make it visible, so we could wall. You know, the corridor walls here is going to sort of wall all this off. Doorway is going to be here in between these anyway, so maybe, yeah, that's not bad actually. That covers this. Right, so into their door. So I think, do we do a round door straight? No, I don't think we do. What? Oh, crikey, what was it on? Number 8 there. I need a, yes, a corridor round square transition. Yes, we're going to use those for where the doors are actually going to be. Where I can anyway. Right, good. Not all of them. I think the smaller rooms are going to be like circular doors, possibly, because otherwise we're using a lot of space up. Good. So that's that. This bit, it's a lot of wasted space just to keep these alive, but we kind of do need to keep those alive, so we're just going to live with it. So, right, okay, we've got that. Let's fill in this middle bit. 8. So this is just going to be a normal round corridor, straight line with a light in it. Yeah, one there. One there, and that's going to be, that was a T that goes like that. Good. I don't want to block myself off from access to these. Not like immediately, so we're going to have to sort of work something out, like maybe have some hatches or something on the inside of this room that gives us access to this section, or we just make it be inside this room. I think it's just going to be inside this room because this corridor here is going to plug that gap quite nicely. So corridor with a light. I think we go, yeah, I think we do lights. It's a little bit more CPU intensive, so maybe you might want to cut down on the lights a little bit, but mine will handle that. So up through here, through the let's see, we can carry on, or we can go this way. We can carry on that way, or go this way into this room, and we could do that and that. Right, and that is maximizing the space in this room quite nicely. Apart from that one block that's in, and this isn't, so we might need to just put like a steel block or something here to balance that off. Maybe an interior block might look a bit nicer, or we keep it, maybe we could keep it we'll just use that for now. Right, so that sort of keeps it semi-symmetrical at least. Good. This bit is going to have to wall off. So on the interior of here, now, in the interest of not making it super... If we wall that off, it shrinks this room down quite a lot. So just 1, 2, 3 blocks along. So possibly we use half blocks or panels. I think because it's so interior, we could just get away with doing that. Or we could do some 4 blocks over. These are all taking up this side. Do I want to do that? No, I don't. I'd rather take up the other side. Two. We need to go at least 3 like that. Okay. Visor. Maybe not that one. That's a full height there to here. This one needs to slope. So here, we could actually put an armor sloping, face it up. So what I need on this side is something here. Well, this side's useless, so we're just gonna have to solid block this off this way. Go that far for the minute. Let's weld these up. Have to do the other side as well. Okay. Let's do the gauntlet. Right, that's good. See, they take up the space on over the stairs, not in here. That's good. The next block needs to be, like I say, a slope. Not like that. That's kind of silly. Actually, no, that doesn't work because it doesn't have the side wall on, and we'd have to take up the wall on the inside if we did that. So we need to just carry on with these until here, where it could be a solid block. Maybe we make it interesting. Maybe interesting and do that. Yeah. Okay. This side, let's do the same. Weather's over. Okay, so this block doesn't hold anything on. I'm not keen on that for that reason. So I'm going to put a solid block in there. Actually, not that one. We're going to go with a solid block with the corner cut off. It's almost a completely solid block. It's just got a little bit missing. Is it that one? Yeah. That should connect to that. Right, so that just gives this wall a bit more like reinforcement, because if we lost a block, any one of these blocks, the rest would just fall off if it's not connected somewhere else. Although it will be connected on the ceiling as well, so it's not necessarily too big a risk. Right. This is good so far. Possibly not needing our way up to the bridge. If we keep it at this height, then we're going to have trouble putting lights in. And we might need to have an extra layer up so that we can actually get lights in the ceiling. Unless we use like integrated light blocks type things as the floor above, but I'm not sure that works because let's see what we have. So 8, yeah, these light blocks make a good ceiling, but that is not necessarily a good floor. So yeah, a bit it's a bit icky. If the ceiling is part of the... Actually, no, the ceiling's going to be part of the blocks above. So So we could still put panels in, but we can't put panels in somewhere where we've got another thing. So we just have to be very selective. I think if we can, we just make this... Yeah, I think if we can, we just make this deck a nice little slice of a deck. It doesn't have to be super tall. If it's like super tall, then everything looks a bit too grand around here. And then we're pushing the bridge up, like way up here. Which isn't bad actually, because then we can see the docking area. It's a lot more materials though. And we're already very tall. Maybe not. Okay, right. So that's all of this sort of planned in for this room. Not decided how this connects up yet. We can get to that. It's a lot of little unknowns because of like potentials for these areas and stuff, which will eventually get sort of plugged up, filled in and dealt with. But when we do that, then we'll have an idea how this goes, because like potentially this floor could carry on all the way down there and have the bridge sort of sitting on top of all of this. So potentially there's more that can go here. I step down there. Yeah, see, this could go across all the way across most of that. This slot here, when it retracts, not sure how far it retracts. Even if it retracts all the way, let's see, that's 2 extra blocks, which might come close to the ceiling. Okay, yeah, that might preclude us putting a floor. We need to retract the gear at some point to figure that one out. Down there, we've got this sort of passageway here that we want to try and connect there, if we can. That's a problem on its own without having some sort of a relay around here. So we could bring this down this way. Can we reach that far with some blocks? I can. Just about. Okay. Not that kind, obviously. Just the straight kind. That sort. Probably do alright. Put one with a light in it. Is that the right way up? Yep. Probably the others should have been lights as well, but you know. This block here, specifically, I don't think is doing anything for the stairs. So, let me just check it. Yeah, it's not doing anything for anything else. So, and I don't need to do this on both sides. It does not have to go to both sides. So here, if I join that to here with a sort of a corner, need to know which way around the corner is going to go. That way. Okay. Oh, we can see it on there. That's nice. And then we just go back to a normal corridor again here. Yep, like that. So that's turning the corner straight away. Now here, I can slot some stairs in. So we just go for sort of set of stairs, which I do not have the materials for from here. Luckily now I can run across here, get up to there. So, stairs, any construction. What did I just take materials for? Very weird. Okay, so we put some stairs down there. See, this is where like having a little extra built, sort of, and then coming back to a previous problem, sort of makes sense and is helpful. Doing this though does not allow me to create any kind of air tightening to any of these areas, so it could just be like a case of if we get a breach in this area, it's going to affect a lot of it. There is a door, I think, at the end there. No, is there? No, there isn't. So that's kind of a room for a breach anyway. It could get interesting, I suppose. Yeah, fine. All of this is mostly sealed off anyway, so we could have a door there. We've got no right angled doors though. See, if we had a door here and then came down on the block next to it and then immediate turn, that might work better. Right. So stairs need to go there instead. And here needs to be a doorway. Something that just connects up to the stairs, fine. Doesn't take, it is not too too massive. Something simple like a sliding door. That way round. Might do alright. And that brings us down to here, which can have needs to have a door somewhere here. So this one. Right. So here needs to be another sliding door. That way round. Going straight into a corridor that is right angled. This middle bit's just going to be open. So we may need some means to... Hang on, let's get the right side of this so that we're not blocking ourselves out. Yeah, we may need the means to put some sort of a light control in here so that we can see if it's like airtight or not. Okay, that solves that problem of getting from there to here. And the back entrance to the hangar. And of course this bit comes all the way down here to here, which isn't far away from all of this, so we just need a way down from there to this section. And this can be like the engineering hub of everything. Around it, somewhere around here is going to be like the engineering hub of everything. So that corridor needs to do something at this end. It's all starting to tie together pretty well at that. So let's... I need to weld up a bunch of this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's find somewhere I can get materials from. Easiest one is way down here. Leave that open for now. We're not in a zero atmosphere environment. Ow! Well, it didn't hurt, but it's... These sliding doors, be careful when you're welding them. If you're standing where the door's going to be and it decides suddenly it's shut, you're in for a shock. Bonkers. Lots of back and forth now. Yeah. We really need a corridor that does that. Just does the slope. It's a bit... maybe a bit headbangy, but should be alright. Right, more stuffs. We might find some way to make it look like it's a bit more joined up at some point. I mean, I don't mind the idea of some open areas of the ship that just sort of like you can see the grand scale of the whole thing. Okay. Right. 2, 3, 4. Is there any cargo access? Well, there might be closer access around here. No, I don't want to be dealing with stairs. So ladders. 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 See, it seems like such a long time ago that we started this build. if you look at it in context of the whole series, it's a blink of an eye. Yeah. There we go. A little bit more stuff out of my inventory so I can fit more in. Oh, bloody hell. Still not all of it. Nearly. Last piece. Okay. This is where like the asymmetrical nature of this ship comes in. I mean, it's going to look symmetrical, but it's not going to be symmetrical on the inside. There's going to be a lot of symmetry because obviously redundancy requires it. But things like this corridor only exists on this one side of the ship. The other side does not have the equivalent to it. So, right, now that I've got that in, I can now find my way. I can put these materials back. Good. Close this door. Okay, refinery's doing stuff. Find my way to here, and then need to figure out how to get down. So I can jump down, so it's not a problem. But like I need to figure out a permanent way down. Do we come down to here? I think we do. I think we need some stairs here. Maybe they could do that. Deconstruction components. So they could come down like there. So they're not using up too much of the space, and they're not in the way of the door. What have I got on my thing? Right, nothing. Right, okay. Right, good. So that means here we can put some sort of a platform across. So we'll use plate for these because it's light and it does the job. I don't want to be pulling them using the plate though because it'll take forever. 9, right. So I'm just gonna literally platform across there. We'll check if it works out later. Well, later as in now. Right, there we go. That's fine. Which means I could potentially just do another row across here, and we're opening up even more space we can use. So that's all right, isn't it? Right. So this is more space that we can actually access. This is now continuation of this kind of lower deck. Or sort of middle, lower, whatever deck. Decks are like at different levels. So there's a deck there at that level, which is kind of level with this. Is it? No, it's no. There's a deck at that level. There's a deck at that level. There's a deck at this level. There's nothing at that level. That's empty. Apart from maybe the top of the hangar, and there's a deck at that level. So there's like loads of decks, just they're not all necessarily lined up with each other in such a way that you'd expect. Right, so that leaves me like plenty of options of how to end that, so that's fine. Right, that comes down to here. Goes down to here, which is into there. That's good. We want that. Or we could go down to there to the rest of it. You can't get up to there from here, which is what I want. Because getting up to there from here shouldn't really be dead easy because this is engineering territory and that's sort of bridge workers, officers territory. So it comes down here this way. We might do some more corridor here. Round a wiggle. Up the stairs. Through the little corridor thing. Into the storeroom. Or whatever it's going to be. Cool. Or this could be the main entrance, main access to where the bridge is going to be. I think that could be that. Cargo container, we could work around. That's fine. We could put some stairs across here on either side of them. So let's do that. Let's put some stairs there. I don't want the big stairs, so I don't want the super fancies. I just want these with a pipe coming up the middle, sort of thing. Again, I don't want to cut off any of these conveyor options. Not yet. Partly because I want to give us options for weapons. I want to give us options for outside docking ports and various other things. Right, so that comes up to here, which I think the bridge needs to be sort of 2-tier level. So we probably have another level up. So I think we go, well, doorways here. And then we probably put like a, oh no, like a kind of ordinary slope in. I do want the bridge to be a bit taller than this. Actually, do we? Do we? Maybe not. I think I don't really gain that much extra. Let's put a slope here, just so I can stand on it. I don't know. There's like an extra. No, there is like an extra 100 meters or so of view that we get. So from here, let's say this is where the door's going to be. Maybe I'll bring this back a little bit. Yeah. So that there is like hanging on by a thread. So we definitely need another row of blocks here. We may need to widen that. Still committed to not taking up that space. Right, that's better. And then if we go back one more. Do I put something in there right now? Because if I'm going to block this... No, because we've got this one here, so... Okay, we might not need that one. Oh, no, we will. We'll need it in the... Yeah, okay, I'm not going to... I'm going to put... I'm going to put a vent in there. That's what I need. G vent. Full size. Let's just put the whole thing on that. Air vent full. Spacey type. Yes. That's the type I want for this. I know it's the old type, but it suits this ship for this sort of location. Right, that's the ship's first air vent. Which now means I can close up around the back of here. Right, so now I can put some stairs on here. You see, this should basically be the pre-room to the bridge. That's what this should be. Some like armory stuff and computery things and whatever you there, but I could go there. Still get access to it, but no. Bear with me. I have an idea. I know that doesn't go into the right spot, but that's alright. Right, I need something there that I can just put something on. Conveyors, things like that. Nope. I need something that just looks good in here. Maybe something like that. Yeah. Just for a little bit of random detail. It's not the reason why I put it there. It's just the reason why it's that particular block. Right, so here needs to be a secure door. It's got to be a quick access door, so it can't be like one of the big round ones because they're slow. Can't be something like that because they're clumsy. I think maybe a sliding door, or the old kind. No, actually, possibly a sliding hatch door, I think. Maybe better. Do we put it that way around? Do that. Yeah, okay, that's good. Double doors to the bridge. Again, a redundancy. Nobody ever uses both, but it always looks good. And it kind of just like means if one breaks, you can get the other one. Right, so that's to the bridge. That's our vent right there. We can sort of wall off in here and corridor in. It's sort of slightly corridor in. But I want from this point here to actually start sloping up. So I'm not going to use stair blocks for it. I want a straight ramp. So that gets us up to the level we want to be at for viewing. Yes. Okay. I think we can keep the vent functional at the same time as hiding it. So
Energy low.
energy's low. That's lovely. I need just the right kind of slope. Is that the right kind of slope? Yeah. No. No? Yes? Is that it? Aha! Yes. So it goes there. And then the next one can't go on the block above yet. But that's where it needs to be, unless I can flip it that way. Yes. There's a little bit of a step. Sort of looks... if I'm doing that... No. I can't just delete them. I have to... Yeah, that's still stuck. I have to put stairs on. Stairs. I have to use these. Just because it's going to look right. We're going to need more refineries, so... Interiors... I'm in need of stuff. There, that makes that look kind of okay. Yes, because of the ridge and the way that the stairs are sort of different from it. It doesn't look like a mistake. That's fine. I could probably now put... No, I couldn't put the one above it because there's still no block there to work with. Right, so that gets us up to the secure bridge and then bam, up to the top level of the bridge. We have our ventilator there, so that means we can't completely block this area off. We have to have some sort of a grid in the floor. But because it's a raised platform, it's fine. It's not going to be an issue. But that's the start of where the bridge is going to go. So I think we're quite far in right now today, so I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to first go and get some energy. We'll cut down to there, so we can start next time by fixing this hole. Finishing this hangar for once and for all. Energies, 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 energies. Nice. And we've got some lovely shadows coming in here. lights. Yeah, that's cool. Right, so have a fantastic weekend, and whatever you're getting up to, make sure it's great. And we will catch you next time for another No Jetpack Survival. We'll see you then. Bye for now.